Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 141 of LostinTranslationmon. I'm May.
And I'm Jay.
And this time, surprise, surprise, we did make a blog post about this, but in case you didn't see it, we covered 3 episodes. So the first episode is Thanks for the DgCrds.
Or Digimemory Shine.
And Christ or Conquest.
Or Xafor, Crisis Breakthrough.
And Danger Erupts.
Or Volcanomon. That is actually how it's pronounced, damn it. Digimon Explosion.
No, it's just Volcano, isn't it? Isn't it just Volcano?
Oh,
Digimon?
then I unsuper pronounced it well.
Yes.
It's fine. I did everything but that first one correctly, in which case I did that first one wrong. You know how it is.
The DigiNews this week, first up, this is something that Jay told me literally 10 seconds before recording, but Digimon Fusion's apparently removed from Netflix Australia.
It's gone now. At least if it's not, I'd be really pissed because I looked for it and it wasn't there, and then I had to suffer.
Yeah, so that's not there anymore, so that's unfortunate. I didn't even realise because I watched the episodes 2 weeks ago, I think. I know I was pretty hype. I love me some Cross Wars. And for NewsLatelymon, as we mentioned, we're covering 3 episodes, not 2. And we'll discuss about whether we want to continue doing this. I would prefer to continue doing this because this way we're finishing Cross Wars in a year and not a year and a half. And that includes all 3 parts of it. So, I would prefer to not take that long on it and cover 3. And also I've noticed that a lot of the zones actually are in 3 episode blocks. So when we're discussing them anyway, most of the time we'll be covering some episodes as 1 episode. But
aren't they currently disjointed right now?
Currently, yes. But it does match up because under the last 3 is the final 3 parts for the first season of Cross Wars.
And if we're watching in 3 episode chunks, are we going to catch it like that?
Yeah. I know. I already worked it out on my schedule, you see.
Okay.
I have that calendar for the release schedule.
I don't look at that.
I do. I sent it to you. I was like, hey, is this okay? And you're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's my response every time because I haven't done the working out on it.
True. And on to Obnoxious Synopsis. So now we'll just go to the episodes. So, of course, we'll be covering episodes 5 and 6 as 1 episode because it's the conclusion to the Ocean Zone mini arc. Because I know we mentioned this in Obnoxious Synopsis, but they are mini arcs.
All the zone bits is 1 arc. This is the Code Crown arc. Do you guys not know that?
You mean it's the Code Crown series then?
Okay, well if that's all they're doing the whole time, then it's the these bad guys arc, whatever, the generals or whatever.
Yeah.
No one would pretend that it was the Puppetmon arc. It's not.
It's the Dark Masters arc.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. The first episode that we're watching this week is called Thanks for the DgCrds or Digimemory Shine. What will happen in this episode?
Well, I think you'll notice that there's literally nothing for me to go on with these titles at all.
Because you wouldn't know what Digimemories are.
I don't. Now, the only thing that we know is that they're chasing after the turtle after it got abducted by by Neptunemon. So they're gonna chase after it. Now, the question then is, what's a Digimemory? You've established to me the other day that DgCrds is just another word for Digimemory.
Well, it's the English dub version of Digimemory, which I would like to point out, thanks for the DgCrds, makes no sense.
Makes way more sense if you translate it through to memories.
Yeah, it's thanks for the Digimemories. Makes sense. Thanks for the DgCrds. That makes no sense.
Yeah, thanks for the cards, I guess.
Thanks for the cards. That saying, thanks for the cards.
I say that all the time. I play Magic.
Yeah. To be fair, yes.
But to be honest, I don't know what those are, and I have no way of knowing what they are. I kind of want to say they're like cards, but because that's the English one, maybe they're just not.
Well, what would you think a Digimemory would do?
I wouldn't think it would do anything.
Let's take that word memory.
It's something you already had, so nothing.
Let's take that word digi.
It's like Digimon.
Yes.
They remember stuff.
So what is a Digimemory?
It's a Digimon remembering things.
Okay, why not?
What do you mean? How could it be anything else?
I don't know!
Is it RAM?
Yes, it's RAM!
Okay.
It's random access Digimemory. It's
right.
random.
Random.
Do you think anything will annoy you in this episode?
I don't know. Answer every question with I don't know. I'm telling you that right now.
Good episode.
I don't know.
Rating.
I don't know.
Filler or not filler?
I don't know. Probably not though.
Probably not. The second episode we're watching this week is called Crisis or Conquest or Cross 4, Crisis Breakthrough. What do you think will happen in this episode?
So I'm thinking that this is when they beat Neptunemon by evolving to Cross 4 / times 4. And I don't know. I guess that's good.
Who do you think is in Cross 4? Like, what makes it up?
Oh, add Cutemon in there.
So do you think it's just Cross 3 but with Cutemon's face?
Not with its face. I think with more, like...
Ears?
More stuff going on.
Bun, bun, bun.
I would love that. It's not going to be, but I'd love it.
It'd be cute Shoutmon.
Oh, that'd be so. It was so cute. So what's important here is that I just want to make note that when you're doing like moving it from cross 4 to like times 4, the problem with moving from times 3 to times 4 is you're only adding like 30% power. It's not even doubling.
True.
That's garbage going from like times 3 to times 4. That's why Kaioken in Dragon Ball goes from like 5, 10, 20, because he's getting twice as good every time.
But Cross 4 is just like, it's Shoutmon, but it's crossed with 4 things. Well, it's actually including Shoutmon.
Yeah, no, it's 4 Digimon crossed.
Yes. So basically, we noticed that Taiki calls the Digimon not Shoutmon, but Cross 2 or Cross 3 or Cross 4.
I like when the Digimon call him times 3 as his name. I'll get you next time, times 3.
I can't remember which episodes it in, but one time in the dub, he says times 2. That means we're 2 times stronger than you, or something along those lines, and it's really annoying. But I thought it was in the earlier episodes, but I don't know why I have this vivid memory of that happening in the dub.
Maybe it's not real at all. Maybe you made it up.
No, I did make it up. It's very annoying.
These titles are garbage. None of these are any good.
I'm sorry. So, do you think anything will annoy you in this episode?
If it doesn't have big bunny ears, I've got nothing.
Do you think anything will annoy you in this episode? I already asked
You literally just.
Do you think it'll be a good episode?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Let's go with it.
What rating?
6, but like a decent 6.
You seem pretty optimistic with Crosswall so far.
It's not giving me any reason not to be, other than these crap titles.
Yeah, true. Filler or not filler?
It can't be. They do a big evolve.
Third episode. Danger erupts or volcano Digimon explosion.
Filler.
For memory, this season has a very low amount of filler.
Ooh, we'll see about that.
But it does have about like 20 arcs. Like every
What?
3 episodes is a new arc.
What? No, that's not even possible.
No, it's not.
We've not even got through 1 arc yet. We're 4 episodes in.
It is every 3 episodes, pretty much.
I mean,
I'm
like,
sorry to say.
even if they solve the Neptunemon thing in the second episode here, then like it's not an arc finished. The arc finishes when they beat.
Mini arc. I meant mini arc.
That's not a thing, and you
mini
know
arc.
that.
It's a mini arc. Very mini arc. What do you think will happen?
As if the biofusions were an arc. That entire thing was the Kurata arc, and you know it.
Biofusion was the best part of that arc, though.
That is fair enough.
Except for Koki. Everyone else is fine.
What is your Koki?
Apparently nothing. Apparently we're just kind of angry. Anyway, on to this season. So what do you think will happen?
There'll be a volcano, and it's gonna erupt because a Digimon is evil in it, and they'll look at a book and they're like, the legendary day of volcano going big. We didn't see this coming. It was a myth that we didn't think was real, but is coming tomorrow. Not today. That's crazy.
So do you think it's going to be a repeat of like the...
No, I was just joking.
Okay, fair enough.
At the same time, I think there will be a danger eruption. I was reading the title. There'll be a volcano, I guess.
Danger eruption.
And then a Digimon will show up and they'll beat it. And that'll be the end of that story, I guess. Oh, and by the way, it'll be the volcano zone. Because they're done with the island zone and done with the other ones. So in the volcano zone, it'll be part of them getting the crown code.
Do you think code crown? Do you think anything will annoy you in this episode?
Forgetting how to say code crown.
Code crown.
I said it right.
The best thing, and I'm just saying code crown, because the best thing in the Digivice toy for this season, besides the fact it was color and you could like put SD cards in for like music and
Go
stuff.
ahead, yeah.
Was the fact that the DLC came on SD cards, but they were the code crowns.
Cute. Okay.
It also came with Digimemories that would come with the figures. So
what are Digimemories?
You get a Digimemory with the figure.
What are they?
And like there were special things you could use in battle on the game.
That doesn't make sense.
Not in the show. In the show might be different, but in the game.
Are they just gonna play the card slash theme again?
Slash to life. Da-da-da-da energy. But no, real talk, the code crowns were baller because they would unlock other zones and they were DLC basically. You had to buy the code crowns.
They were called expansion packs back in the day.
Yeah.
The reason that DLC got coined is because there were downloadable things that weren't big enough to be called expansion packs.
Yeah, but they were more or less expansion
Horse
packs.
armor.
But they're really expensive and really rare now.
Okay. Well,
I have 2 of them.
I was going to say, so you have a whole set, right?
And there was one of them that you could download easily from the internet, but you had to have a code crown already.
Okay.
And you had to clear the memory on that. But you couldn't just be any SD card. it had to be one formatted to be a code crown.
Oh, okay. So it has copy protection or whatever.
Yes, but it would have to be a code crown, but you had to override it and you could only download it on the internet.
Have you ever talked about the copy protection on like the Dreamcast, I think it was? Mm-hmm. The disc spins the other way to normal. So it writes on backwards. That's the whole copy protection.
So, do you think anything will annoy you in this episode about the volcanoes?
Dude, I have no feelings about this whatsoever. These titles tell me nothing, and the show tells me nothing.
Do you think it'll be a good episode, though?
I think it'll be like a stock standard, like, nothing happens episode.
Filler or not filler?
Yes.
Yes to what?
It seems like filler to me. I know you said there's not very much of it, but look at the name. Look at the adjective.
Fair enough. Danger erupts. So, as for the writers for these episodes, episode 6 was written by Reiko Yoshida, who did Del Toro Quest, K-On!, the K-On! Movie, Silent Voice, Dragon Ball Z, the first Digimon movie, some episodes in Adventure, a war game, some episodes in 02, both 02 movies, and episodes 4 and 5 of Cross Wars.
So they wrote something else recently.
Yeah, we just saw episode 4, which was the one with Kamimon, who is the best Digimon, by the way.
It's chibi Kamimon, get it real.
Oh no, I'm embarrassed.
My encyclopedic knowledge of Digimon strikes again.
I'm embarrassed, but to be fair, was it the same Digimon but just a little shorter?
Yes, with the bigger smile.
It's like how much Chibi May.
Yes.
It's a shorter person.
Pretty much.
We also have Shoji Yonemura, who wrote episodes 7 to 9 and 12 of Cross Wars, which I don't think we haven't seen to episode 12 yet, but we will be watching episodes 7 and 8, I think? No, we're watching episodes 5 and 7. There we are. So
8 and 9 are the next 2 we're doing after this. So they'll be also about this person.
Unless we do 3.
Well, 8, 9, and then something else.
Yeah, 8, 9, and then something else. Yes.
Probably 10.
So, Shoji did scripts for Pokemon, Lupin 3rd, lots of Kamen Rider, and, as I said, a few episodes of Cross Wars. And we haven't seen any of theirs yet, though.
Okay, well, I guess we'll get around to it.
So, any feelings changed now you know the writers?
I mean, I only really know the work of one of them. And Reiko is obviously very mixed. We've been over this. Del Toro Quest is bad, but a lot of the other stuff is good.
I really liked episode 4, though.
But you liked it because there was a turtle in it.
Could you blame me?
Nothing else in it was amazing. Actually, the best thing about it was the English dub and how bad it was.
No, because Shoutmon times 2 put a turtle shell on his back.
I mean, that was fine. It was more of a backpack.
Made me happy. Yes, I would kill for a Kamimon Bakupaku.
You can get a turtle shell backpack. They exist.
I should get one. Why don't I have one of those? I have so many backpacks. Why don't I have one of those?
I have so many backs to pack.
So, Jayathy,
yeah,
if that is your real name.
It's not.
Are you excited?
No.
I'm excited, but I've seen the episodes already, so...
Okay.
Very excited.
Great.
Dorulumon is my flatmate.
Onto the show!
Onto the show! So the previously on has a bunch of puns about water, like, I have a sinking feeling that we're going to end up in hot water. This is in the dub, of course.
That's way funnier because there's no hot water in this, but there is in the volcano one.
Yes, but they make the hot water reference in the next episode as well, at the start, and then previously on. Also, I'm realizing the whole animation that they show for the previously on is basically the same for both versions, which is really weird because usually I notice that in English dub they sort of mix together their own previously on.
Would have taken effort to change it.
Yeah, this one's more or less like they just change the dialogue and they edit out some scenes. And I guess in the 3rd episode we're watching this week, there's some actual like painting on of things, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So Akilimon is drunk and he forgets about code crowns. They gave him sake.
Well, he doesn't really seem to be in much danger from this hostage taking, does he?
I think it's because they want information out of him more than they want to actually hurt him, because hurting them benefits them, like, doesn't benefit them at all, but bribing him kind of does.
He told them things because he didn't want to get hurt anymore.
I don't think he cares. I don't think he's got a lot going on.
We don't know that. He doesn't know that. He's drunk.
In the dub it's DigiJuice, and he just really likes DigiJuice.
He's DigiJuice. I mean, I guess they couldn't say soda because the bottle was wrong.
Yeah.
It's more of a jar.
I think it's because they had, Digibites. So they're making their own Digi-food. So it's Digibites and it's Digi-juice. Could just be Digi-noir juice or whatever.
Freshly squeezed.
Yeah. So Akilimon points at his stomach and to say, oh, this is where the code crown is. In the dub, he burps and then taps on his stomach and says sorry.
I assumed it was in the Turtlemon the entire time, but they don't believe him at any stage. So even if he's like lying to them here, it has no effect whatsoever.
It is in someone's stomach.
I guess. I think that he's like telling the truth then. Like it's metaphorically here when he pats his stomach.
Yeah. I thought he was tapping on his heart. It's like it's within everyone. I don't know. So Taiki and the others realise that he's gone. And then we see some Flymon carrying some Diginoir, and we see that Waymon's waking up. It's actually King Waymon, but everyone's calling him Waymon. In the dub, they all call him King Waymon instead of Waymon. Also, when Chibi-Tortomon's talking about him in the dub, he seems almost scared of him.
I feel like at one point someone calls him the king,
Yeah.
which is nonsense, because isn't the whole point of the code crowns is that's how you become the actual king?
Well, that's why Waymon has it.
No, but like, you can be the ruler of an area, but that doesn't make you the king of the digital world.
Right. But yeah, I don't know why, but in the dub, he seems really scared of Waymon. In the original, he's just like, oh, he's worried for what's going to happen to Waymon, not worried about Waymon waking up. I know, it's this weird sort of implication.
If that was because of the code crown that he was King Waymon, they should have, once they took the crown away, he should have become regular Waymon again, and then died.
That would be fun. Not die though, not die.
No, it's just classic. It's classic. They always die.
No, they don't. They don't always die. We find out that he wakes up every year for the festival and he takes offerings. And the offering's Diginoir. Shoutmon goes to eat it because Shoutmon's kind of awful. Like, they're saying, hey, look, offerings for our king. Shoutmon's like, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, and at least in the English, Taiki/Mikey's like, held on a minute, because he spots the dynamite.
Yeah.
He had the same reaction I did, of like, wait, that doesn't look right.
Yeah, in the dub, Mikey's like, hey, there's bombs there. Shoutmon don't, and Shoutmon just ignores him because he's so hungry. So it's like, again, like this, the same sort of thing that Agumon had in the first season of, oh golly gosh, look me some food.
To be fair, they did set up the Diginoir specifically is basically drugs.
No, it is more or less drugs, the way that they're treating it. Like, it's like catnip almost. Flymon's feeding him bombs to paralyze him. In the dub, it's said to be one heck of a tummy ache.
Yeah, I guess.
See, I'm not sure why they're using bombs when we saw that what would have been effective is to impale them and turn him blue.
Well, because he's big. Now, to me, what I thought is, well, they're throwing the bombs in, right? But they could just fly in themselves.
And they do. They
do, and it's very successful. In fact, they have to invent a new line in the English to explain why they didn't necessarily do that immediately.
Yeah.
Which was the like, oh, we followed your Pikmon, and that's how we made it. That doesn't make any sense, because the Pikmon went in all of the tunnels.
Yeah, true. That was a horrifying scene, by the way.
If you followed any of them, then you could be anywhere. Well, when the Pikmons vomited each other out.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Is that a thing now? It's fine. They
It's
reproduce
horrifying.
asexually.
It's just like, can you split up?
Yes, Captain!
It's kind of cute in a way.
Oh, the
little baby
cute.
ones, yeah, they're cute, but it's like, I don't know, it's a bit weird. It's like anime is a mistake. So Shoutmon gets the other Digimon to help knock away the bombs, and it's kind of like this nice, helpful moment. In the dub, there's an added line that Chibi-Tortomon says, which is, I wish I could help, but sometimes being small and cute just doesn't cut it.
I mean, it does, but for other things.
I don't know why he's not helping, because Shakumon, the little clam thing, is small as well, and is, I guess, kind of cute. And I'm pretty sure Chibi-Tortomon has attack, so I guess the dub is just adding in that he's useless. Attack. I'm sure he can spurt water out of his mouth. He's Squirtle, right?
You know that dynamite resists water, right?
But the little clam is shooting water.
No, it's shooting black pearls.
Oh, I thought shooting water. Oh, damn.
Oh, damn!
Taiki is seeing Shoutmon try so hard, and he jumps in the water to try to save Shoutmon from drowning. And also I'm noticing that they're replaying a lot of animation. Like, it's not just like they're slightly changing the position. It's Shoutmon jumping off the cliff and jumping at a bomb, then falling into the water, and then doing the same thing. That's just repeated, and it is the laziest looking thing.
Also, in the English, they try to make it sound like Shoutmon's kind of enjoying himself, even though he's being hit by bombs. He's like, all right, hold on. All right, I get it this time. Wait, no, all right.
Yeah, it's because
do it again.
They're trying to add some sort of humor to the scene where he's basically getting killed.
This is like an interesting redeeming moment for him, because otherwise he's such a dick character.
Yeah, well, he does have, like, a good side.
I know. It's weird because I really like them to have stuck with it and then made it an interesting redemption arc over the course of the season. But it really feels like, he's good now, though. Because in every event where they're like, Taiki would be the one who's like, yeah, we should do the right thing. Shoutmon's just now there like, yeah, I agree.
But Taiki's so proud of him. It's so nice. Like, he's like, he's trying to help. He's not doing it for anyone else. He's not doing it for himself. He's just doing it for the island. And it's not, it's not affecting him. He can just go.
Exactly. This is way too early to have this redemption arc.
No, but I think it's nice.
No, it is nice, but in like a overall story ruining way.
Oh. So then Flymon, Taiki, and Shoutmon get eaten. In the dub, there's some added dialogue when Taiki and Shoutmon are running around inside of Waymon. They say, if we were in his stomach, where are we now? I don't want to know. And are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. And
You know, so when they go inside, the DigiNews are like bigger than them?
Well, the Flymon were holding it, and the DigiNews was about the same size as the Flymon, and the Flymon's definitely bigger than a human.
But DigiNews aren't that big. We saw them on the trees.
Yeah, it's different size ones. We only saw, like, small ones that they can harvest, but what if there's bigger trees with bigger DigiNews?
Damn it, digital world, you weird son of a bitch.
But that's what I love about Digimon, is that the digital world can just be random things that, defy physics, because, like, it's a digital
but they
world.
should show you that.
Yeah, it's from a big tree. It's like from Cherrymon or something.
Just show them that.
Taiki reloads Pikmon, and this is the moment we spoke about before, where he vomits himself out. And in the dub, the Pikmons have, like, this little rhyming song as they're, like, separating. Instead of just, bumping along, they're just sort of singing to themselves. It's kind of cute. They find the code crown, but the Flymon's already there.
Weird. How could they have gotten there without the kids seeing them?
They've got big wings. They're very fast.
Wouldn't the Pikmons have reported back that they saw giant wasps?
Yes, but we weren't told that the Pikmons probably aren't that smart. They're very small. Weren't told to look for Flymons. They were told to find where the code crown is.
But also, like, the Flymons would have had to go past the kids, wouldn't they, at some stage?
No, the Flymon got there first.
But they couldn't have got there first if they didn't go past the kids, because we know the kids were swallowed first.
Or what if there's a different path that takes them faster?
But then how did they follow the Pikmons there?
Well, the Pikmons didn't go down that path, maybe. I don't know.
But they say in the English that they follow the Pikmons.
I don't know, but also Flymon's very fast. Also, what if Flymon just burst through some walls? I don't know.
But they said they followed the Pikmons. It's the wording they use.
Well, they got there somewhere. Somehow.
You're allowed to say it just doesn't make sense.
It's a script. I don't care.
Okay.
Flymon stuns Taiki and Shoutmon and then impales Shoutmon in a pretty, like...
He just dies.
Full-on scene.
I do appreciate that in the English to be like, oh, one of the symptoms is you turn blue, and then you'll die later, as if to say, like, the turning blue isn't part of you actually dying.
Yeah.
Also, by the way...
In the original, he's more or less dead.
Have you ever thought about what this implies, especially in the Japanese, where they don't say that blue is an effect?
Uh-huh.
What this implies about Shoutmon? It implies that his scales... Is he scaly or has he got skin?
I don't know.
Okay, it implies regardless, but
What's
he has...
Vmon?
Vmon's, like, fuzzy, isn't he?
No?
Thought he was.
I don't think so.
Thought he had fur.
I know, I always thought it was like a... I don't think Vmon's fluffy.
I think he had, like, a little bit.
Hmm?
I don't know. So, basically what I'm trying to say here, though, is whatever Shoutmon has, if it's skin or if it's scales, they're see-through, and the thing you're seeing that's red is his blood.
Oh.
That's how he turns, like, that color blue.
Oh, no.
For him to turn, like, that crazy shade of blue, like, it needs to be that you're basically seeing his blood all the time.
Ew.
Uh-huh.
That's disgusting.
Well, he is just a walking blood sack.
Ew. Aren't we all, though?
I mean, yes, technically, but him more so.
In the dub, I noticed that Flymon talks so much and is almost goofy. Like, in the original, he's pretty like, I'm gonna kill you.
You mean like Neptunemon next episode? Holy crap.
Yeah, they add in a lot of dialogue, especially when, like, we can't see his mouth move.
It's the most reasonable additional dialogue, though.
Really?
I think so. We'll talk about it. It's really funny.
I just found like they, again, and I've mentioned this every season, whenever they've got like a bit that could be too scary, they make the Digimon that's doing the scary things say stupid things or goofy things.
So that the children aren't scared.
Or have a goofy voice. I don't know, but like kids aren't that bad, right?
They are. They're really dumb.
King Waimon isn't letting the Flymon take the code crown.
How?
It's his body.
So? His body projects force fields inside? Can you do that?
Waimon can.
Okay.
We know that he more or less acts like a submarine in Adventure, so Waimon's got some weird
physics. That's a different one.
This one's King
Also
Waimon.
different season.
King Waimon's better, logically, right?
Also, all whales are submarines. That's not new.
Then, back at the surface, the others start praying to the Waimon, and Waimon flushes the Flymon out. Waimon then leaks oil, and it's kind of gross.
It's like bile.
Yeah.
It's not oil, it's really bright green.
Yeah, and nobody in the dub mentions it's oil. Taiki says it's gross, and Waimon says it's stinky, but it works. And Taiki says it's got an amazing smell. But yeah, there's no mention of it being oil in the dub.
Mikey makes so many comments about how it smells gross. And it's like the most ungrateful thing in the world. His friend is dying and he's like, this smells bad.
In the original,
though.
He makes no comments. He's thankful in the original. He's just like, he doesn't care what he's touching. He doesn't care where it came from.
What are the odds that in this entire season, somebody gets like horrendously wounded and not a single person mentions, oh, by the way, you know Waimon has like a healing bile?
Well, they might be in a different zone by then.
So they can go back?
Well, we do find out in the third episode this week that Cutemon has magic healing powers.
Oh, that too. That's the healer of the group.
So we can see how long that's relevant for, I guess. I don't even remember.
It's actually shocking to me that at the end of, I think it's this episode, they go, oh, and Cutemon, oh, what abilities do they have? I don't know. And then they just show you the abilities next episode.
That's fine. His parents are cute.
No, the top hat is cute.
I just love the fact that, like, there's clearly, like, some change from the parents to the child.
No, they went and they got a hat.
They wear clothes. That's adorable.
Those are not part of them. You could take those headphones off Cutemon.
I wouldn't wanna.
No, but you could.
Wouldn't wanna.
It'd be really funny if the dad had headphones and then a top hat was on top of the headphones.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. So the oil recovers Shoutmon, and then King Wamon gives Taiki the code crown because he knows that Taiki's a general, and he's in Team Crossheart because Taiki's like, oh, I'm a general, I'm Team Crossheart. I want to get rid of the evil army.
Yeah, but that's not a good reason to give him the code crown. Like, he never really gives a good reason.
Well,
you know that?
In the dub, he's like, hey, you're a human. What do you want it with a code crown?
But his response is, I want the code crown so the bad guys can't have it.
And King Wamon's like, oh, good enough for me.
Wouldn't King Wamon just say, but they couldn't take it. They tried. Remember? I stopped them.
Yeah, true.
Like, I'm not letting them. That's fine. You don't need to protect it. I will.
Well, it clearly benefits Taiki more to have it than King Wamon having it, not doing much with it.
Well, maybe it's because he's the king of the island zone and he needs it to maintain that authority.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
He has, like, no real agency, does he?
Well, it's a bit like the badges in Pokemon.
No, because the badges, there's multiple of them. They're just a sign that you've beaten this gym. Not there's only one badge and then you've become the gym leader.
Except for in the games, all the gym leaders always say, oh yeah, I think I'll just go off and train for a little while.
I mean...
Like, in a lot of the games, they're just kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to go now. I'm not going to continue my job.
No, but they do still do their job. They're just hanging out and training while you're off doing other things. And every time you show up to visit, because they don't want to fight you again and be embarrassed.
Embarrassed, unless they call you on your phone. That's
the
a whole
gym
other
leader
game.
called you on the phone?
Yeah, they give you rematches and stuff.
In gold?
Maybe not in gold.
Well,
but
then
definitely the later generations.
Well, then I've never seen it.
It's like with Verse Seeker or whatever it's called, and they say, hey, I'm ready for a battle again
I don't know what that is.
It's just so you can rematch old opponents. Taiki makes Shoutmon ×2 with this Tarax to fight a Bidramon because Neptunemon sends out a Bidramon. In the original, he calls him Cross 2. In the dub, he says Shoutmon ×2. So it's just interesting that he doesn't call him Shoutmon Cross 2 when he just says, oh, Shoutmon Cross 2, do this move. He says Cross 2, do this move.
Yeah.
In the dub, he includes Shoutmon in that title.
Yeah, he always does, except for I think it was the octopus. Like, I got you now ×2.
Yeah, well, I think it's also to fit the mouth flaps, but I notice most of the time. Like, for example, in the dub, Mikey keeps on calling Chibi Tortamon just Chibi.
Yeah, that was funny.
I love Chibi Tortamon / Chibi Kamemon. He's my best friend. Wamon tells him that there's another treasure. It's a temple underneath him. Chibi Kamemon goes to find it, and it's got some power of some legendary heroes. Mikey uses the Leviamon Digimemory, who, by the way, I'm pretty sure is the sin of, I think it's gluttony? No, it's not
got a
gluttony.
big mouth.
Maybe it is. It's one of them.
It makes sense.
Yeah, he's big himself. No, Beelzemon might be gluttony. I don't know. He's one of the very...
Beelzemon? Wouldn't he be like Wrath?
I feel like we go through this every...
Beelzemon being gluttony makes no sense. He's skinny.
Maybe it is Leviathan then. I'll look it up. We literally go through this every time we have a 7 deadly sin Digimon, a 7 great
we know
demon
which one the
lords.
lost one is, and that's what matters.
Yeah, Lilithmon. But, okay, so Leviamon is Envy.
What?
And Beelzemon is Gluttony.
Why? He never eats anything.
But yeah, I think they're meant to match up with a crest, as in, like, one of the original crests from the first season, but I can't remember which ones go with what.
Just like anti-crests?
Yeah, these are like the anti-crests, I think.
That doesn't make sense. There's more than 7 crests.
Yeah, but the 8th one's light.
So is that the sin of darkness?
Fake.
The fake sin of darkness.
Yeah, like Lucimon's Pride, Leviamon's Envy, Demon is Wrath, Belfmon is Sloth.
That makes sense.
Because he's a sleepy. Barbamon is Greed. Beelzemon is Gluttony. Lilithmon's Lust. So yeah, do you feel like you've learned something?
No, never.
It's really important that you've learned something. But yeah, we literally go through that every time. I think we always go, Beelzemon's Gluttony. No, he's not. I think he is, but that doesn't make sense. Oh wait, no, he is. That makes no sense. So the Digimemories are all legendary Digimon. And Shoutmon says he wants to be a Digimemory too once he's legendary. In the dub, Shoutmon's amazed because he thought they're all legends. I prefer this in the original version.
I thought they were, like, not real. Also, Argumon's just one of them.
Mm-hmm. And so is Vmon.
How impressive could that possibly be when you summon it?
Compared to, Leviamon.
Which, in the English, what's up with the, like, oh no, he will destroy all of us, including them?
Yeah, I think this is in the next part, maybe? I wrote
It's
down
like
here.
right now.
Yes, right now. So, Neptunemon says in the original, Leviamon, but he's extinct. In the dub, he says, the strongest of all the legendary Digimon, the fools do want to destroy us all. And like there's this, yeah, as you said, this added suspense of like, they're going to kill them, but I don't know, it almost seems that he's trying to give Leviamon some sentience that...
He's really trying to put him over.
Like, he's just an attack. Like, the Digimemories, I got the impression there's just an attack.
Especially in the English when they yell the attack first.
In the original, they do the same thing.
I forgot.
Before he says Leviathan, he says the Leviamon. It's the move, which is like Ruthon something. And, I don't know, I found it interesting that they tried to, like, make it more, but I'm pretty sure it's just an attack. It's just like if you did a card slash. I miss card slashes.
Energy.
Neptunemon calls out a lot of Siegramon to attack, and Akilamon says that Siegramon smell. I don't know why that was relevant. Also, the Digidata Lab is Dondokomon, who I'm pretty sure showed up and then is now just inside Taiki's crossloader now.
Seems that way. I have a quick question though for you. Why did the Siegramon only show up now?
I think they were always waiting under the water.
Why did they only show up now then?
Neptunemon called them.
But why didn't he call them before?
Maybe he didn't think he needed them.
Why would he not do that when he can get the code crown? Isn't that his primary goal?
Well, maybe he couldn't from King Waimon, but now Taiki has it.
But he could just send the bees in.
What if it's all just a plan? What if it was all just a plan?
We know it wasn't because he dies.
Well, yeah, it's a failed plan.
But we know, because we know what his plan was.
What if this is his real plan? What if it was all... What if he wanted Taiki to get the code crown?
Okay, go ahead, you tell me, what if?
What if it's just like that twist in the other Digimon season, which we can't really say because it's a spoiler for that Digimon season?
Yeah, but this bad guy dies immediately.
Yeah, so it's failed. The plan fails, duh.
You mean, what's his name's plan from the end of the last episode today? Oh no, end of the second episode? Yeah. The guy who is, I just keep calling Matt in my notes because I do not know his name.
Oh, Kiriha?
Yeah, that guy. That's his plan.
You should call him Christopher. That's a lot easier to say than... Okay,
Yamato.
Yamato. The next episode, as before, there's a bit of a dub pun in the previously on, which is we're in hot water now because they're in water.
Actually, they're in cold water later.
Yeah, they're in cold water and hot water in the next episode, and he doesn't make a reference to it.
Well, he couldn't in the flashback.
Yeah, but what if... Oh, I wonder if the next episode is going to have a flashback that references the hot water. Hopefully.
I don't think it will.
I guess we'll find out.
It's their favourite pun, though.
It is. We see male Bergermon fighting a Cutemon, and Nene says that Kiriha's strength sends shivers down her spine. In the dub, she just says it's impressive. She then says that the boy with the red crossloader has another code crown and Digimemories. In the dub, they're called DgCrds, but Kiriha says that they're discs. Like he says, what, the Digimemory discs? No, the DgCrd discs or something
But like Neptunemon calls them the Digimemories like when they're first mentioned. Like, oh no, he found the Digimemories.
In the dub?
Yeah, like once.
I didn't even catch that. That's terrible.
Or I think they call them, maybe they call them like the memories of legendary Digimon. It's weird though, because like they still reference them as memories at least once.
So why are they DigiCrds? Because they're not cards.
Well, they're SD cards.
Yeah, but they're not like...
That's what are they cards?
I know, but then Christopher in the dub calls them discs.
Yep.
What I like about Kiriha is that he's not going down the usual rival road of like, I'm still better. He's saying, oh, Taiki's good. Like he's impressed.
No, but he still does think he's better.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't say it.
He does next episode.
Yeah, but like...
He does. He straight up says it.
No, but right now what I'm saying is that he's saying, oh, he's good. Like it's not just like... He's not immediately salty.
Okay, no, so he's not downplaying the skill of his opponent.
Yes.
Okay, I guess. It's a minor point.
I know, but all the other, blonde rival characters, they're always downplay the protagonist's, like, power and ability. This guy's always, like, saying, there's things that he does right, but, he altogether works pretty well.
You know why that is, though? Because all the other blonde rivals have to hang out with the main character and learn about them and figure like they're huge nerds.
Yeah. Ruki's still the best though. Ruki's still the best one with the dogs. Nene says that Taiki is in trouble, and Kiriha tells male Bergermon to destroy Cutemon in one shot. Then in the next scene, Neptunemon in the dub is telling Siegramon to form a certain formation. In the original, he's just standing there being menacing, and the Siegramon are just forming their own sort of things. Dorulumon is annoyed because he can't fish and sleep in peace. And then Taiki can't call Leviamon again because they're single use only?
Well, he assumes they're single use only in Japanese. He's like, maybe that's what's happening here. In the English, it's just Digimon being... No, it was the turtle being like, yeah, that's only one use.
Yeah,
as if he would know.
Yeah, instead of like... Because no one would know because these are legendary
So
things.
do you toss them out then?
I don't know.
Like, it's blank, but it's blank in the shape of Leviamon, which implies you could recharge it.
Maybe it restores. I don't remember.
It probably won't.
In the Cross Wars cross-loaded toy, they were once per battle. And I think you can only use one Digimemory. Like, you can only use one Digimemory per battle. like in general. But then you could use them in other battles.
I Digimember.
I remember.
That's the name of the show.
No, it's not. It's
I
thanks.
Digimember.
No, it's thanks to DgCrds.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Thnks.
I always come up with a name like before I release the podcast at this point now because I'm just so funny. Taki can't call. Yeah, we already know that part. See now what you did was trying to rename my show. God damn it, Jayathy.
I'm on the show too.
Jayathy, that is your real name.
It's not.
It's Jayathy the first.
It's not.
Okay, I'm calling you Jayathy now.
You're wrong.
Zenjiro says that they could just leave the zone now because they have the code crown. And Akari's like, yeah, we can. Neptunemon says he'll kill Akailamon, and Shibakamimon says they may have to let him go, like, and just die because they have no other choice.
And then so Taiki's like, no, but we gotta save our friends, and et cetera, and he has a whole thing about it. And Shoutmon immediately goes, you're right, we have to go save him. Now, I think...
no, it's not exactly you're right, we have to go save them. When Taiki says he can't abandon him on the island, Shoutmon says, well, Taiki is our general and we have to listen to him.
Now, like... But he sort of agrees with them immediately. I think that this story would be much more interesting if Shoutmon was still focused only on the code crown.
And says, no, we have the code crown,
we have it, let's just go. We don't need this. It's not important. And he's not tactically minded either. Like, that's his whole thing.
You're right, it does seem like they've almost sort of backed away a little bit from Shoutmon's, like, I'm going to be the king and that's all I care about personality.
He's totally willing to self-sacrifice here for a friend, which is only Taiki's character thing. It makes sense for him.
But you're right, it does seem a little bit quick. If this was, 20 episodes from now, it would seem like it would make more sense to be back then, right?
Because it's in line with Taiki's character of, I need to help my friends. That's his deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they really should have waited on this for Shoutmon.
But
because otherwise they're just
nice.
aligned now.
But you're right, it is a bit too soon. But it is nice to hear him say, well, Taiki's our general.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Considering like the second episode, he was just like, oh, you're our general, but I'm still, I'm still the king.
I couldn't stand in the English version of this, though, where they say literally, I think 2 or 3 times, pretty much something along the lines of, you know what? If we don't save one friend, it's not worth saving the entire world. Which is just wrong.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
Yeah, for the sake of the world, because if you don't save the world, then the friend will also die.
Yeah. In the dub, Shoutmon just says, don't doubt the shout. Instead of like, oh yes, well, Taiki's our general and we have to listen to him.
Was this catchphrase in before these episodes?
No, he just says it constantly in all 3 of these episodes, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe this is the first time, but he definitely says in the next one as well.
He definitely says in the next one. I wonder if it's like a thing that's going to stick around now.
I don't remember it ever being said.
Don't
now I do.
The shoot.
Don't doubt the shout. Oh, he might have said it a couple of episodes ago, maybe, but I don't remember.
I feel like I would have remembered, but at the same time,
In the dub during this time, Neptunemon starts complaining about how no one's listening to him, and he's just like, hey, you guys speak English, hello!
This is my favourite part. He's like, I'm speaking English!
But this is what the dub always does really well, I think, is that it points out bits that don't really make sense, like, and I go back to this often, in 02 they're surrounded by these evil Digimon, and I think it's Davis just says, hey, how come they haven't attacked us yet? I think there's another one in Frontier when someone says, hey, how come they're moving in slow motion? It's
a bit like that. It's not perfect, I don't catch it every time, but in this case, it's really a case of like, I've got a hostage and I've threatened to kill it and no one's paying attention.
Yeah, because this conversation still is taking place in real time. And there's just like this bad guy saying, I want to destroy the world, but he's just sort of sitting there waiting for them to have a conversation about what to do.
This whole scenario is really weird because it shows Digimon's complete inability to pull the trigger on anything.
Yeah.
For example, he's got a hostage, right? Alright, so what does a hostage mean? A hostage means that if someone goes and attacks you, instead of doing what you want, you'll kill the hostage.
Yes.
So when the good guys form up a bridge made of clams and then run across it...
Yeah, I don't think Digimon has the guts to actually...
He has to be watching them for like 30 seconds and he's just holding the turtle being like, I guess there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. So Akari and Zenjiro say, hey, yes, I guess we'll go along with what Taiki says. Taiki probably knows right. Then Kiriha shows up, and Taiki says he doesn't want Kiriha's help because he doesn't appreciate the life.
We have to establish first that Kiriha shows up and immediately punches up the Siegramon.
Yes.
He does that before saying what he wants.
Yes.
Which shows that it's like a display of power, which is one thing, and then he says, give me the Digimemories, and they say no. And he goes, I'll beat up the Digimon if you give them to me. And Taiki's like, no, you already did it.
Yeah, he's like, well, thanks anyway. Like, he actually says, I don't want your help, but I will thank you for taking care of the bunch of Digimon you just
But he says it in like a sassy way. Like, did you not realize you already did the work?
Yeah. In the dub, Mikey says to Christopher that he doesn't want help from somebody that's only looking out for himself. Which is just And it's an interesting thing, because in the original we're going back to why he's called Crossheart. He's calling Crossheart because it's the heart and he appreciates life and he cares about things and it's the heart of the team and it's all about passion and love and stuff like that. And there's no heart in Christopher's team.
The problem is that he doesn't know that. He suspects it, but he
Yeah.
has no idea what Christopher's aims are.
Well, it doesn't look like he cares much.
Well, he's just said, I want some things. I want to be king. Like, he's never said why. And Taiki's just assuming it's for a bad reason.
Yeah. Can I tell you about the dumbest thing that happens in the dub?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to say what happens. Okay. And,
Yeah.
and you point out what's wrong.
Okay.
And see if you can get it, okay? You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Taiki looks to his DigiCrds for help.
Yeah.
Well, so he does that, right? That makes sense?
Uh-huh.
He's looking at the DigiCrds for help and what to do. Then, in the dub, Christopher says, wait, are those DigiCrds?
Yeah, no, you know why this is particularly stupid? Because earlier Nene told him.
Yes, I know, that's why I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying is the wrong part here.
And he said, huh, okay. Like, he knew what they were already. And now he sees them. Whoa, you have DigiCrds.
Yeah, but he actually reacts in the dub as well. And the original scene is like, oh, he has the DigiCrds, the legendary DigiCrds, the Digimon discs.
But also he reacts like he doesn't know what he's never seen them before.
Or he's just heard of them as legends and he doesn't know that Taiki has them. It's just this weird.
But he
addition in
reacted
the
so
dub.
chilled when he found out that he had them.
Yeah, and now he's just like, wait, are those DigiCrds?
I wasn't listening to that woman.
Yeah, because she's just a woman, right?
She just likes strong men. That's why she hangs out.
Well, that's her, like, isn't that just basically her character in the original so far?
Yes.
Taiki calls Marine Angemon's Digimemory, which charms all the Digimons.
It's like the most effective thing it's ever done, including when it was in Tamers the entire time. And did literally nothing the entire season.
Oh, no, it did a shield. Like, it produced this shield to protect someone from the D-Reaper quite late on, I think, and that's about it.
Did it, though?
Yes.
Is
It
that
produced,
made up?
No, it produced, like, huge bubbles that you could sit in. In the dub, Jeremy says that it looks like a giant donut you can't eat, referring to this, like, when the Digimemory shows up, they're, like, surrounded by, like, this blue donut thing.
I honestly...
Like the animation, and Jeremy just points it out, so it's basically saying that what you're seeing on the screen is what the characters are seeing, which is pretty silly. Mikey is mad in the dub that Marine Angemon made the Siegemon too happy, because, they're charmed by it.
I don't understand why he took issue with that. Like,
He's winning.
It's successful, and he's like, no, I want them to suffer.
And this is when they take the clam bridge.
Which, by the way, were there like hundreds of them around? They're not Pikmons, they can't just make themselves.
I think they're just hundreds around, that they're just the inhabitants of the island.
How come hundreds weren't hanging out with them the whole time?
Shy.
And shooting at the dynamite?
They were shy, scared, alone.
You're allowed to just say it's in the script.
It's also in the script, yeah.
There we go.
Kiraha says that Taiki is good. In the dub, he says he's clever. And Akari says that he helps a lot of athletic clubs, so he's like this natural good guy.
I hate that they just tell you that. Like, that's the implication the whole time. And now the character's like, do you remember how he helps out all those clubs? That's why he's
I
always
like
prepared.
It, but Kiraha doesn't know, and Akari's just saying, yeah, he's just this good guy, he's constantly helping out.
Yeah, no, but like, you would never say that in this situation. The rival general's down there, and she goes, yeah, he helps out in the school clubs.
I don't know. In the dub, Angie says that he never gives up on his friends, and that's nice, but it's still, I prefer the reference to him helping out in athletic clubs, because it relates more to why he's helping out these Digimon that he doesn't have any relationship to. Because in the dub, he's saying, yeah, he always helps out his friends. But that's not actually what he's doing. He's helping out, like, anyone. Like, people in the athletic clubs, they're not his friends. They're just people who need help.
Which is much more interesting.
Yeah, it's just like, well, everyone can help out their friends. That's fine. But someone just helping out people just because they need help, like, that's pretty big.
I'm trying to remember. Sorry, like, I remember there's a line that Carrie says, which is important to me because it's the dumbest thing in the English, but it was in the last episode, and I just forgot to mention it. And I'm struggling with the context of it. But when she just turns to somebody and says, I swallowed a bottle cap once.
I don't even remember that.
Someone's talking about, like, eating something? Oh, it was when, I think it's when they're talking about, like, they'll throw the dynamite down Waymon's throat and, like, make him paralyzed. And she just turns, she goes, I swallowed a bottle cap once.
Oh, God, that's
It's just
dumb.
it's another one of the long line of Kyrie being a weird moron in the English.
What'd you call her?
Is her name not Kyrie? What's her name?
Akari.
Damn it,
We go through this every
I
time.
don't know their names.
She's Angie in the dub, though.
I've never put that down. I mean, I've just called her Kyrie the entire time, let's be honest. Not that she's relevant.
Kirihara admits to being impressed, but he says in the end, Taiki will need power. And as I mentioned before, I do like this, how he's not downplaying the abilities of his rival or the protagonist character. He's saying that he's impressed by him, and that's interesting. There's always like the hatred and the rivalry of like, oh yeah, you're not as good as me, that sort of thing. But he's not like,
I mean,
he's not smug.
That is the implication. He's really smug, actually.
No, but he's not like smug in the way that his downplaying.
No, there's only one difference, and that one difference is that he recognizes that Taiki is kind of good.
I like that. Like, no one's sort of saying, oh yeah, he's bad at it, and that's... And, you know, and I mentioned this last time, if Taiki was a woman, everyone would be saying that he's a Mary Sue, or that she's a Mary Sue, rather.
So, when they
but she's got, like, we know that he's actually got problems because he exhausts himself, so he's not exactly Mary Sue because he still has faults.
I guess.
But he's a protagonist.
We have this bit where they form up the sword for Jeremy again. And is this new when the top one yells out a random word? In this one, it yells banana boat.
I think that might be in the dub, right?
No, this is in the Japanese.
That's why I missed
and
that.
I know this because in the next one, it says hot spring manju.
Like, this must be a new thing because this has definitely not been a thing before.
It's in these episodes, and I'm like, why does it yell those things?
I think it's because previously he was just making an angry face and they wanted to add something to it.
I guess. It's like the most English dub thing ever, but it's in the Japanese.
Yeah. Digimon freezes the ocean while everyone's running down, and everyone gets stuck in the ice. Dorulumon saves them and breaks the ice, but only because the army disturbed him relaxing, and I really love how this is Dorulumon's motivation of just like, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to help you. I'm just annoyed because I was trying to relax.
It's fake, though. It's not true.
I don't know, he was trying to relax, though, and we did get a scene in the last episode where he's just saying, hey, I was trying to fish and nap and
But we know that's not true because of how he helps Cutemon in the next episode. We know that his character is actually...
He's a bit of a tsundere.
He cannot help helping people in much the same way that Taiki can't. So, like, he wants to go and help people in trouble. He just doesn't want to be bothered by them after he's helped them.
Yeah, true. Taiki makes cross 3, and then he gives them the sword, which makes him cross 4.
That's lame.
I found this was pretty lame because he's already given him the sword before as cross 2, or rather the axe.
Also, it's double lame because that's 2 Digimon, so this is cross 5.
Yeah, cross 5 is the best, though. Taiki tells cross 4 to jump into the water, but he says, hey, I can't do that. I don't have Chibikamemon with him. In the dub, he says, but I don't have my floaties.
Can we just establish that at some stage, Sharpmon goes into the water in these episodes? It's really important for for something that is said in the next episode, which is a funny line until you think about it, and then it's annoying.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
We'll get there.
Taiki says to jump when he tells him to. Then when he does so, he holds Neptunemon, and his own arrow goes to hit him, and it impales him. And Neptunemon says he's not going to die alone, so he uses an attack that breaks the ice, but then Whammon saves everyone.
Like, that attack, which just throws waves everywhere, doesn't seem like it would have killed anyone in the first place.
It looks pretty aggressive, though.
I guess, but he's also dead.
In the dub, Akelamon can't remember their names when he's thanking them, and Angie tells Mikey just get over it, and then he says, yes, Susan is right. Because he's calling him like Marty? No, not Marty. Marky? No. And then he goes Susan, which is completely different.
I really like when Mikey goes, no, it's Mikey. He goes, oh, no, that's definitely not right.
You know what'd been great?
I'll get there.
What if, like, as a joke, Akelamon called him by his original name?
Taiki.
Yeah, he just says Taiki. No, it's Mikey. And Akari? No, Angie. I know, and then it's Zenjiro. That's not even close to Jeremy. Or something. I know it would have been this cute little like wink to people who knew. I don't know, but it's probably too much to ask.
It's too clever.
Now they're going to have a party, and in the dub, they are told to bring out the DigiJuice.
And also they're told that they all make fun of each other for being crap at dancing.
No, they make fun of Jeremy for not knowing how to dance, and they all mimic him. Then Dokomon is there for no reason, but I love him.
Because it's a festival.
He just comes out of the crossloader.
Because he's part of the army now.
But I feel like we're missing a deleted scene, which was like maybe 3 episodes ago, where they just found Don Dokomon because he's just been there.
It was episode 4.
No, he came out.
Yeah,
he came out then.
That was when he was introduced.
Yeah, when they first showed up, he just came out of the crossloader.
No, he lives on the island.
But he wasn't like...
No, he didn't come out of the crossloader. He was hanging out with the big turtle.
It was weird. I mean,
it is, but...
But there was
he has a drum.
He's never actually interacted with Taiki. I just found that weird.
No, he just yells things at people.
Kirihara's there, and Male Bergermon asks if he will take what Taiki has. Kirihara says that he wants his power. Male Bergermon says one day that they will fight, and...
Okay, let's establish... He specifically says, look, I could take them from him at any time, and so I'm going to wait, and he's going to pick them up, and I'm going to take them from him afterwards. So he'll do all the work for me. And what I think is interesting, I think it might be in the English only. I can't remember if it's in the Japanese. And he goes, but if he's going out all these things, isn't he going to get way stronger along the way? And so Kirihara's like, yeah, he will, but I'm going to stay one step ahead of him.
Yeah, and in the original Male Bergermon says, one day you're going to fight, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to fight. And he might be strong by then. So
he's not like just assuming, I'm going to be way better the whole time. He has it in mind that he's going to stay ahead.
I like that though, because he's not, as I said before, he's not doubting his rival's strength. He's just saying, well, I'll just have to be better.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's interesting. Chibikamemon wants to join Team Crossheart.
It's the cutest thing ever.
And then Dorulumon is walking off. and Taiki asks him to join, and Dorulumon says, I don't need friends, or I don't want to be tied down.
It's patently untrue. Cutemon's with him all the time.
Yeah, and then we find out next episode what happens with that.
It's really cute.
In the dub, he says, I can't stand to be tied down. It's just not me. Taiki says, I wish it was.
That's the weirdest response. I wish it was you to want to be tied down. I'm a human child. I say these things.
Then we have Cutemon in the data lab. He has no data. I know, Cutemon's pretty cute. That's about it.
He does cute things, so everyone likes its cuteness.
What do you think of both these episodes as someone who's new to Digimon?
It was okay. There was nothing really interesting or special about them.
Cutemon.
Yeah, that was cute.
He's so cute.
But I mean, like, the story here wasn't that great, and at the same honestly, like, I think that they took away from Shoutmon's story, which was the coolest thing in the entire show. And so at the end of the day, this was like the most generic Digimon you go fight dudes ever, and it took 3 episodes instead of 1.
Yeah, but it still had like some sort of tactics, like the Digimemories.
Did it? Is that true?
Maybe. How would you rate these episodes?
Like 6, maybe?
I gave them both together a 6. I didn't hate them, but I felt like there could have been more room for improvement, especially when what you mentioned about all of a sudden Shoutmon maturing and almost not caring about being just king anymore. He seems to actually be this compassionate person who's matching more like to Taiki and not being such a, I don't know, confrontational opposition to Taiki almost.
I'm a little bit concerned that what we're going to end up with is a series of mini arcs, I guess you could say, where because of the way that they work, where you go into a portal and you go out to a new place, and then you finish there and you go to a portal and you move out, that you could reshuffle them into any order and they would be exactly the same. I'm concerned that's what's going to end up happening.
Well, we have Chibikamimon now.
I guess. Like, he's going to make a huge difference.
For memory, a lot happens in each of these mini arcs. Like, we learn things about characters, or characters join the team.
But we've unlearned things about characters already.
Like, it's not Schrodinger's filler.
I mean, it can't be because they're beating up, like, the big bad guys.
Yeah. How did it compare to predictions in Obnoxious Synopsis?
Dude, I couldn't predict anything. Like, how could I? Oh, there's a crisis. I guess there's a Cross 4. I got the evolution to Cross 4 wrong. I assume by your reference to Cross 5 being really good that probably Cutemon's in that one. It'll be in one of them. Hopefully, it's very cute.
Cutemon crossed with everything. Just has the headphones in the ears.
Yeah, that'd be great,
and
actually.
The top hat
with the Omnimon head. But honestly, like, I know I got pretty much all of this wrong because I couldn't predict how just like boring and nothing it was.
I think it's harder with Cross Wars because, as I said, like,
the names are garbage.
There are mini arcs, so it's like every 3 episodes effectively has like a new mini story in a way. What were the major differences between the Japanese and the English version?
I really feel like the emphasis on like we can't sacrifice a friend. We have to sacrifice the whole world for just this one friend.
Yeah.
And obviously the difference between DgCrds and Digimemories.
See,
Digijuice.
Mine was the added suspense about Leviamon destroying us all in the dub.
That's a big one.
Because, I don't know, it's just... I almost don't mind it because it's like him being more mindful. And also, Neptunemon talks so much. Like, wow.
I love that, though. It's like, guys, come on. I'm so bored.
Like, come on, guys. I am threatening your friend. You're kind of staying there talking. Like...
Pay attention.
Like, Neptunemon could probably kill them.
Maybe.
The second episode, or I guess the third in this way, has Mikey start off in the previously on, and he says, Mikey here with the latest download. And then at the end he says, well, you fuse or you lose.
Kill me.
They're adding a lot of jokes and stuff.
Wish they wouldn't.
So they're on a way to another zone. It's the magma zone. And then there's this joke that I really like, which is, hotspot, get it? And then someone says, ha 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 ha, no.
I prefer in the Japanese when Zenjiro looks around and goes, huh, it looks volcanic. Like he's just noticed.
Can I point out something to you?
What?
How come Jeremy hasn't mentioned video games in any of these episodes?
Oh my god. I hadn't even thought about it.
Have you noticed they kind of went, oh, he does swords. That's his character now.
You know what this is? It's exactly what I said before. We've unlearned things about characters. What did we learn about Angie? She swallowed a bottle cap once.
Yeah.
That's all we've got. She doesn't even like the festival anymore.
So I know, it just looks like a Monster Hunter map. So for a reference not to be done to any video games at all from Jeremy, it's just sort of like just make up a video game. Like, remember in 02 they had Donkey Madness? Just say, oh, it's like that lava level from Donkey Madness. Or something like that. Just like, oh, it's like a level from a video game. Just that. What's... Like, I know I didn't like the addition originally, like in the first few episodes, but it's almost like Like, if you're gonna make a weird addition to a
I
character,
already know what line I would have written
keep
here.
with it. What?
Oh man, the lava level's always the worst one.
Yeah, something like that. Like, yes, we did complain when they first added that change in. They should have kept it if they were gonna...
Be consistent.
Yeah, be consistent with your weird changes, dub. Golly. They say it smells like sulfur in the dub, of course. They all wonder who farted. And then...
Hey, lads.
And then Jeremy is randomly smart in the dub, despite it not seeming to be his character in the dub, and he's like, he knows about sulfur.
Oh, I guess he's a nerd now, generically.
Like, in the original, I guess he's sort of like a smarter character, but in the dub, he's like, they've always made him a bit goofy and a bit of an idiot. But, I don't know, it's weird.
Digimon's like, you know what volcanoes mean? Hot springs. And they're like, yes, we need to go take a bath.
And then when they're in the onsen, in the dub, Shoutmon asks, is this what being hot chocolate feels like? And Digimon says, yeah.
Okay.
This is a good addition, thank you.
And they go, Ballistamon, why don't you get in? And Ballistamon's like, no, I'll rust. And they go, haha, then you'd be Rustmon.
Yeah.
And now let's take you all the way back to Shoutmon, who's also a robot going in the water.
He's not a robot, though.
Shoutmon's a robot.
Shoutmon's not a robot.
Shoutmon is absolutely a robot.
He's not a robot.
He's got a screen for a face.
Does he?
Shoutmon Cross 2.
Yeah, but that's because of Ballistamon.
Yeah, who can't go in the water because he'll rust. So Shoutmon Cross 2,
Oh.
he's also a robot.
Maybe it's different with hot water than seawater, right?
That makes no... It's more with seawater.
Science. It's Digimon science.
Ugh.
In Tamers, we learnt that water was fake.
We did learn that. So in this one, so
I just want to say that in the dub, Ballistamon makes the Rustymon joke, and then he laughs at his own joke in the dub.
yeah.
It's not someone else making the joke.
So Akari's on her own because there are no female Digimon.
She has clothes, by the way.
What do you mean?
In the dub, they paint on like a pink bathing suit.
Gonna be honest with you, I was just listening to this part in this my second watch through.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to carry us through any of like visual changes.
So she is wearing.
We're
and
building the
I'll
Slender Man.
upload the screenshot later. But in the original, she's naked because it's
Yeah.
an onsen.
Yep.
And that's why they're separated. So in the dub, they put on this like one-piece pink swimsuit that she's wearing
Nice.
because they don't want naked, even though you can't see anything. So then she sees that a Skull Maramon's watching her, so she freaks out and she calls for help.
Well, in the original, it's like a horror movie moment, like oh no, a masked murderer's here.
Yeah.
In the English, it's like oh a pervert, oh no.
Yeah. Then she looks around the corner and she's like, hey guys, look. And then there's this nice reversal, which is removed in the dub, where Zenjiro's embarrassed and he covers himself up. He calls her a pervert.
Yeah.
But this whole scene is changed because they're not meant to be naked in the dub, so it's just removed.
Yeah.
Like, she still peeks around the corner and says, hey guys, look up there. And then it cuts there. Like, it's not anything else.
They sort of start to fight. My favorite bit about this is when Dorulumon jumps out of the water, beats the drum beat and goes, battle's starting!
Over to you!
Alright, I'm done now.
So Shoutmon's ready, but Zenjiro and Taiki says they need clothes.
And then they teleport into them.
No, they're holding up the Pikmon and Starmon to their crotches.
No, I know that, but
And
then like...
in the dub, this is edited out, so I guess it implies that they're wearing bathers. So the Digimon fight while the humans dress themselves. And we can see Akari running around a corner holding clutching her clothes. It's weird. And then they dress themselves and we get Cross 2. Skull Maramon jumps down and he's a lot stronger and he makes Cross 2 devolve.
And then they make the sword.
Yeah.
And he goes, Hot Spring Manju!
But it's really weird. Zenjiro asks for the sword in both versions, which is weird in the dub because I remember him not wanting the sword originally because he says he's not actually a good swordsman and he was exaggerating.
He has confidence now.
Yeah, because he's not a video game nerd or
The
something.
implication, I guess, is that he actually was good, but he lacked self-confidence.
You know, be good right now in the dub. Video game reference.
Yep.
Yep. You know what they're not doing anymore apparently?
Video game reference.
Yeah. Cutemon's here and Taiki jumps in the way because Cutemon's just being dumb.
Cutemon like jumps in the way as though they're saving the day, and it's like, oh, I can't do anything. That's right.
Yeah. There's a flash that's added to the dub to hide the impact of the attack to Taiki.
Yeah. And then the Doggomon shows up.
The best character. Dorulumon shows up and Blue Maramon recognizes him. In the dub, there's some added dialogue where Dorulumon thinks, I haven't seen him since that faithful day many years ago. My past is catching up with me.
Does this go anywhere?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, is this spoilers or is it fake?
No, it's not fake.
Okay.
So after the battle, Shoutmon says they could have won on their own.
Can we just mention, Maramon grabs Akari's leg. Is it not going to burn her leg off? He's made of fire.
It should, yeah.
She's fine.
She's fine. In the dub, Shoutmon says, you guys should never doubt the shout. Akari asks why they're traveling, and Shoutmon speaks for Dorulumon and says it's probably how he goes wherever the wind takes him. And Dorulumon says if he already knows the answer, he shouldn't ask.
That's the best line in the entire episode.
Yeah.
That thing's so good.
In the dub, Shoutmon says, oh, he'll probably say something like, I go where the wind takes me. And he puts on this voice for Dorulumon, and then Dorulumon says, wow, he really nailed that one.
So they remove the funny line. Great.
I love Dorulumon though. He's my best friend.
His name is Drill.
Cutemon says that they're looking for his parents. Cutemon was mugged by Goblimon on his own, and Dorulumon was woken up from a nap, so he got annoyed.
Are they his actual parents?
Yes.
Did they make an egg or did they...
I think they made an egg.
Uh-huh. Also, again, I don't think that Dorulumon was actually oh, you woke me up from my nap. It was actually you're bullying this kid, but I need to give you an excuse as to why I'm coming into help.
In the dub, doesn't Cutemon say a line pick on someone your own size? And they're like, yeah, you know what bullying is, do you?
That's the weirdest. You don't understand bullying, huh? It's a mugging in the original,
yeah.
And now it's oh, we're just annoying you.
Yeah, they're just picking on him, but no, they are mugging him for his stuff in the original.
Because he's got a little bag.
He's so cute. Cutemon followed Dorulumon because he's really cute. In the dub, Dorulumon's thinking about Cutemon's cutesy eyes.
Ah, not the cutesy eyes.
Dorulumon says he hates kids. In the dub, he says that kids are annoying.
He tries to walk away, and Cutemon keeps following and starts running after him.
Yeah.
And
then he just jumps on his tail.
I've decided to come with you. This is exactly
How I Moved In with Brady?
No, Junkrat and Roadhog.
Really?
Yeah, that's Roadhog's the big one who doesn't like Junkrat at all, but they hang out anyway.
Aww.
And Junkrat's the one who talks a lot.
Adorable.
And then you see a flashback to Cutemon's dad and mom, but mostly the dad because he's a little top hat.
Yeah, and Cutemon says that his village got attacked and he got separated from his parents. Dorulumon says that if he lies on the ground, he'll get jumped. So he should and then one day he just stopped telling Cutemon to stop following him. In the dub, Cutemon mentions that Dorulumon snores. And then Angie says he's got a face of a beast and a heart of a puppy dog. I don't think so.
He's got the face of a puppy dog and the heart of a puppy dog.
Who, Dorulumon?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's beast-like.
Look at him, he's a puppy.
He's my best friend.
He's a dog.
I'll fight for Dorulumon.
All dogs are puppy. Currently being savaged by a wolf. Oh, puppy.
Oh, puppy. Taiki asks him to join again. Dorulumon's like, no. We see that Ancient Volcamon is the leader of the Meramon, which is weird because he's one of the legendary ancient Digimon.
That season never happened.
It's still weird.
That season never happened.
This is Arbomon, I'm pretty sure.
What?
I think this is the ancient version of Arbomon.
The wood one?
No, not Arbomon. Grumblemon. There we are.
That makes more sense.
Grumblemon and Gigasmon.
And he's so angry, this legendary Digimon, that the Frigimon have to ice him so he doesn't explode.
Which I love, by the way, that they keep these abominable snowmons around just to cool him down.
Wouldn't they die?
You'd think so.
If they can cool him down, wouldn't they all melt?
Also, why is he English in the dub?
Is that what he is?
Yes.
I've got it written down someone is Hagrid. I can't remember who anymore.
Would it be this one? Because he's English.
It's a bit.
Taiki's following Dorulumon around.
Waymon was Hagrid.
And Shoutmon asks why he's following that jerk, and Taiki says that he had a dream about him. Shoutmon says to remember that he's his number one partner.
He's so jealous!
He's so jealous.
And this makes more sense with his selfish personality that he's just gotten over, but isn't over.
Also, I like that he's saying, number one partner, because there are multiple partners now in this season.
Well, he can't begrudge him Pikmons. They're never going to be at the top of the list.
In the dub, he says, well, remember that I'm your real partner. So it still assumes that, you can only have one partner and everyone else is just kind of there to help out.
Actually, let's take a step back. I don't like this at all. He's not a partner.
What is he?
No, Taiki's your general.
Yeah.
You're not his partner.
Yeah.
He's your general.
Yeah, good point. Okay, I see what you mean. And that's why it's different from other seasons.
And it's ruined here.
Speaking of ruined, we find some ruins with Digimon working at them.
Solid.
And we see Prairiemon, who's adorable.
Are they ruins or they're just pits that they've all been digging?
I thought they were ruins, but I guess pits also make sense. They're looking for the code crown.
Let's be honest here, by the way. Prairiemon, adorable.
I believe he is, I want to say Tailmon with the Digimental of Kindness.
Well, I'm sad that Kari didn't have one of those.
Yeah, I might be wrong. I know it's someone with a Digimental of Kindness, unless I'm completely wrong.
Really cute. Don't look it up.
But no, he is my best friend. I really like Prairiemon.
So Meramon are all these slave drivers, and then people are digging. So I guess the code ground's underground.
My apologies. It's either Lotmon.
Well, that makes more
the Digimental of Kindness, so it's you.
Yeah.
Or it's Patamon with the Digimental of Kindness.
Those are both reasonable and cute.
It also possibly evolves into Antilamon, apparently.
I don't know which one that is.
Antilamon was the big rabbit that Shuchon makes friends with.
I'm so happy.
And then Antilamon evolves into Big Giant Bunny. Yeah. Your favourite, your friend.
So
we have Gotsumon, who isn't, by the way, officially, congratulations in every season of Digimon except for Atmon.
Nice. There's a bit where they found out what's going on, and they want to go in and save the people who are being forced to work from these Meramon, and Dorulumon just has to walk away, and they're like, "What the hell?" And he goes, "I told you, I'm like the wind," which is really funny because he didn't tell them that. That was what Shoutmon joked he would say.
Yeah. And in the dub, there's the same sort of reference. He's just like saying, maybe it's just the wind taking me somewhere.
How is he such an edgelord? Drills don't even have edges.
He's so sassy. Well, it has one big edge, right?
No, it doesn't. It has a point.
Also in the dub, he says, it's not my fight anyway. So he just doesn't care. He's like, oh yeah. Also,
Cutemon wants to stay with them, though.
Just back when we were talking about Gotsumon, I just want to point out that for some reason in the dub, they gave him Veemon's voice actor, and he sounds exactly like Veemon, and I can't unhear it.
That was the voice I was hearing.
Yep. I had to look it up, though. I didn't quite remember it was Veemon. I was like, oh my god, it's Veemon. I wish he was a bigger character, but I'm just happy that somebody writing for Digimon clearly really likes Gotsumon, because I feel like he is one of the few Digimon who actually makes an appearance in every season.
Agumon's in the season, apparently.
As a Digimemory.
Yeah, well.
Agumon probably also... Agumon didn't show up in Frontier.
I wish there was an anime of...
V-Tamer?
Yeah, so we can see the ones with the boxing gloves.
I just want to watch... Oh, that was so cute! V-Tamer is so good. I want to see more Atmon.
One day, maybe.
One day.
It was successful.
I'd like to see it. Well, it should be. It's good. There should be an Atmon movie. That'd be cool. Or V-Tamer movie. I don't know. I'm so excited. I just want more V-Tamer. Next is good too. Anyway, so they basically got slave workers, and Taiki wants to help them. And Akari and Zenjo are just like, oh, we knew this was going to happen. Oh well, I guess we have no choice.
And Cutemon's like, we're going to help. And Dorulumon's like, no.
And Cutemon says that he can't get them off his mind. And he says that they should work with Taiki.
And then they find a bear in a bag.
And then meanwhile, Taiki is falling for a trap. But Dorulumon saves him because a little Bearmon told Cutemon that his parents are there. And I just want to say I'm really happy that we get more Bearmon because I have a lot of nostalgic feelings for Bearmon.
Quick question.
Yeah?
How did the Bearmon know that they were specifically this Cutemon's parents?
Maybe Cutemon's only got one Cutemon. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Or maybe...
He said there was some Cutemons missing a child.
Yeah.
I'm legitimately willing to believe, if it was to be revealed later, that this is entirely a lie, and Dorulumon just changed his mind and was
That'd
like,
be
Cutemon,
cute.
you never tell them, okay?
And Cutemon was able to convince them.
Because he's like Taiki, he can't help helping people.
Which is cute, but it's more like, at least Taiki's admits that he's there to help people. Dorulumon's just like, I don't want to help people, I'm just really annoyed by Goblimon because I was having a nap. Yeah, that one. Yeah. So they make Cross 3, and then in the dub, I just want to point out that when they say, it's over, Ancient Volcamon says, over? I didn't hear no fat lady. It's kind of cute, and yeah, he shows up, and it's the end of the episode. And what did you think about this episode?
Oh, do you remember how they show you Greymon? They show you Greymon as part of the analyzer thing at the end.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that weird because they're trying to build him up as a big mysterious killer?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Why would they show you the Greymon?
You know what? I completely forgot about that.
Well, they ruined it.
He's Blue Greymon.
And then so there's a good bit of stalling, where it is, as always, because they had to cut stuff. And
yeah.
It's all right. I got something good for you. You ready? Just wait there.
And it's always really
floating.
Awkward. It's really, really awkward when that happens.
Because there's no movement on the screen at all.
Yeah, because they're just sort of standing there because we haven't even met Monitormon yet, by the way.
Yeah, we have.
Oh yeah, he's hanging out with Nene.
Yep.
Like a bunch of them. Yeah, that's right. We haven't been officially introduced to them.
Well, the kids haven't. We have.
They have cute voices. They're my friends.
How do they eat food?
Teletubbies? Tubby-tusted? They're just Teletubbies. I don't know. So thoughts about the
Teletubbies
episode?
have mouths.
Come on, give me thoughts. Oh my god, they do.
They have a face. The television is their stomach, not their face.
I don't know. Anyway, have we look through the circle window, and which is your pop filter, and you tell me what your thoughts of this episode is.
It was fine, I guess.
I like this episode.
Dorulumon's got cool stuff going on. I like Cutemon a lot.
I really like the background between Cutemon and Dorulumon.
But all the actual events of the episode are boring.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a lava place, and ooh, there's lava people, and ooh, we fight them.
How would you rate this episode?
Another 6.
I gave an 8.
Oh, that's too much.
Just for Dorulumon and Cutemon. If there was no Dorulumon and Cutemon background story, would have been a 6.
Yeah, for sure.
But it saves it. How did this episode compare to predictions, which I believe you just said? I don't know.
That's it. I got nothing. These episode titles tell me nothing.
True, and because it's a different zone, you can just sort of say, I guess they're in a hot zone, a hot spot, if you will.
That's where I am right now.
What were the major differences?
That's not how bullying works.
True.
Oh, there's also a really great line from one of the Meramon. He goes, calling you a fool would insult the intelligence of fools, and no one insults me.
I forgot that. That's great. But yeah, mine was just the implied clothing, because they
that is the big one.
They didn't make that many changes.
Implied? The overt clothing.
For the boys, there's implied clothing. because they don't all of a sudden say, hey, we're not ready, we don't have our clothes on. Like, that line's removed. There's also Zenjiro doesn't, like, cup at his chest and say, oh, a pervert, when Angie peeks around the corner.
That is overall a bigger change.
Yeah, and that's why they had to add in the loading, just a minute, because they cut out a scene. Which, you know, like, isn't a terrible way of, like, saying, we cut out scenes and we need extra time. Instead of, like, making the previously on and the next time on longer. I don't know. So, we finished another zone. What are your thoughts on, like, how the structure of Cross Wars is going so far?
It's not that interesting, is it? I'm not really looking forward to it if it's this looping around for, like, the next 15 episodes or whatever. It's a new zone, beat the thing. New zone, beat the thing. Oh, okay, you got code crowns. Cool, what do? I don't know, they teleport you somewhere, I guess.
Well, Frontier was kind of like that, too, when they went to the different terminals and the different zones.
And that sucked!
Yeah.
That was awful!
It's better than Frontier.
Fine. Quick question. Does the island key always go to the volcanic zone? Or do you have to be in the island zone to teleport there?
I think you'd have to be in the island zone with the island key, maybe?
That's dumb.
Well, it depends what size island key.
That's also dumb.
I tried to make a joke, it didn't quite work. What about your predictions with Dorulumon? Like, do you think anything's going to happen there? We have possibly some backstory with a blue Meramon?
Oh, I bet he's going to kill Taiki and it's going to be weird when he becomes the new main character. I mean, he's going to join the team.
Dorulumon with goggles.
No.
New goggle kid, Dorulumon.
That'd be great.
He's
Also, one of the bad guys calls Mikey a gogglehead.
I didn't even catch that. Where was my brain this week? Jeez.
I don't know. That's it. I did watch them today.
Yeah, I watched them 2 weeks ago, so they are slightly less fresh. So Digimon introduced. We didn't have that many. I guess we had King Waymon. I like King Waymon.
It's actually kind of cool, but the question then is like, do all King Waymons have the same island on their back?
Yes.
Like with the same trees?
No, maybe they're like.
Or do they all have soil on their back and you have to grow a new island?
Yeah, I would think that they all start with soil, and depending on where they are, they grow different types of trees.
Maybe.
Like, you know, different islands. Just think of it as an island. Different islands, depending on where they're placed, grow different things because of the climate.
That, but like all the Edamon have the same toy.
True, but that's like attached to them, I guess. Oh, I guess this would too. But this seems
the microphone's not.
It's like a living thing. I don't know.
Microphone's not attached, but they all have the same microphone.
Where
did they buy that?
What about Ancient Volcamon? Because you've never actually seen.
You mean Meatball?
Yes, he looks like a meatball.
It's a meatball.
We have seen Volcamon before. He was in
also, it's Golem.
Frontier.
It's just Golem. It's a Pokemon.
Oh, he is.
This is an Alola Pokemon, like straight up.
Yeah, true. Any thoughts about any other Digimon?
Prairiemon's the best. Prairiemon is the best.
It's
so cute.
What about...
It's a bunny dog.
What about Leviamon? I like Leviamon.
Leviamon is goofy.
Yeah, he's cute. He's my best friend. He's a dragon.
Big goofy. It's not a dragon, it's an alligator.
See, that's why I kept on I believe when we're covering Atmon, I kept on calling Leviathan Leviamon.
Because it existed?
Yeah.
Also because it just flows correctly?
Yeah. I like Leviamon, though. He's my friend. He's good colours. Like, I agree with his colours.
Red.
And there's a bit of blue.
Mostly red.
I know. I'm a big fan of them. Oh, what do you think of the Digimemories as a concept, by the way? Like an additional thing to battle?
Trash. It's so pointless. It's such a... you know what these are? They're get-out-of-jail-free cards when they couldn't figure out how to beat battles. There's no reason for them to exist. If they ever explain why they exist, maybe it'll be okay, but they are really bad.
And on to Postmon Pat. I will read the post on With the Will, and Jay will read the rest. So, as I said, on With the Will, Chuckmon says, the last podcast on Thnks had much better sound quality. Everyone could be heard, and nobody's voices overlapped, which is what I like to hear, because I know the first one had a bit of a technical glitch, because of the bad time zones and some, like, lapping of sounds. It wasn't the best, but I'm glad that the second one was better. Chuckmon says they're really enjoying character interactions and partnership. It's amazing what you can do in print, but not on TV, which is why people tend to say that the manga or book version is better, because you can be more real in print and not gloss over tragedy. TV has a lot of filters, especially in the US. Chuckmon says the pacing is also quite good in Thnks. 4 volumes, 6 chapters each, and each leaves a decent cliffhanger to go out on. It's unique enough to stay interesting while still generally following a Digimon formula. Also enjoying Trailmon and their ability to interact with passengers through in-cab monitors, and it makes them way more relevant as actual characters rather than just trains.
I'm going on Tumblr from an Anonymon who says, Cross Wars is just the latter part of Frontier where no one is important but the main 2 characters, and everything is just twisted around poor world building, but repeated infinitely for 50 episodes. And then it gets its own 02 with all the downgraded quality and worse characters that are implied by that classification. Did I not read this last time?
That does sound familiar. Whoops.
Or did I... No, this is 141. This is correct. Alright, either way, God, that's harrowing and it makes me unhappy to hear.
As I said, I think I've said before, Cross Wars is better than Frontier, Cross Wars is better than 02. Cross Wars isn't better than Sabers, and it's definitely not better than Tamers or Atmon. I feel like it's like in the middle. I think it might be as... I'm always like caught between, do I prefer Cross Wars or do I prefer Adventure? Because Adventure does have a lot of like Adventure's pretty generic. Like not a lot of things happen in Adventure, and it is fine. Like it does have some good episodes, but more or less like
things happen with it. It's really straightforward.
Yeah, it's really straightforward. It's really simple. It follows a formula and doesn't really introduce too many new things. It doesn't try to be anything else because there is no anything else. It's just starting out as a franchise. But then again, Cross Wars does have like... I know sometimes it can feel formulaic, but I feel like there are a lot of ideas and some episodes are more interesting in Adventure. Like some episodes of Adventure are quite dull and a bit like straightforward and boring. So I'm constantly trying to work out, do I prefer Adventure or do I prefer Cross Wars? At the moment I think they're tied, but I guess we'll see once we're done with Cross Wars. But it's not the worst.
Probably not. We got one from Trickstar Holy Angel, who says, if you can figure out which episodes of Dragon Ball that writer wrote, they'd be interested to find out. Since we said it was 2016, it's probably Dragon Ball Z Kai. I feel like Kai was the summary one. Maybe it was Super? Because Super was out in 2016.
I thought it was Super out in 2016, because I know that when we were in Japan, because that was September 2016.
It was on, and it was actually...
They were like 40 episodes in.
Jeez,
or 30 episodes in.
Yeah, it was a little bit. They said they're watching through that right now so they can give us feedback on the quality of those episodes.
Man, I'm excited because when I go to Japan in January, I'm going to be watching anime.
Yeah.
And hopefully my Japanese will be better. And
more
I can
or less
understand.
understanding it.
It'll be fun.
Also, the guy who plays McCree, presumably from Overwatch, is also Jotaro Kujo in the English dub of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. What a surprise. They mentioned JoJo's.
So this is what I mentioned last time about how Balmon or Reapmon in the dub is voiced by McCree.
Great. I believe it.
Yeah.
What does it? Alright everybody, join us for the next episodes of Pop Team Epic, Meltdown in the Magma Zone,
or Fierce General Tactimon Close In,
and Drillmon's True Colors,
or Dorulumon Run Like the Wind,
and the Rival Champions,
or Taiki Become a Knight. Also, I want to point out that, and this is something I noticed when I was writing down these episode titles, is that remember in like the first few episodes, the episodes were more or less like very similar in like between the English and Japanese version. They were very similar, and I guess thanks for the DigiCrds and then Digimemories, whatever.
It's over.
And now it's just like Meltdown the Magma Zone or Fierce General Tactimon Closes In. Different. Very different. Rival Champions or Taiki Become a Knight. Different. So the link dump's linked in the description. And a Redbubble is also linked in the description. And you can get more than just shirts there too, like cool mugs, snazzy mugs. Check it out. You can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode or message us on SoundCloud. You can follow us on @TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on Lost in Translation on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We have a discussion thread on With the Will, and a Reddit thread in the Digimon subreddit. And we would appreciate it if you would review us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and any other podcast listening app that you use. Ratings really help people find the podcast, so we'd really appreciate that. And we have a website where you can vote in polls, check out our release schedule, and check out our blog posts.
And you can donate to our Patreon, which is linked in the description, from as little as $1 a month, which gets you access to our listener Slack chat group, but there are higher levels, which with more rewards such as notes, early episodes, and more. And thank you to our current Patreon supporters, Sam Krieger, who has a podcast called The Moncast with Stevie, who's Stevie Padman on Tumblr and is currently taking commissions there, Metal Mamamon, Joe, Anime Guy, who's Anime Guy Kurosaki and the #1 on YouTube, Chuckmon, Hirolato, who's at Hirolato on Twitter, Jason Morosky, Ryuchi, who's Frost Magic on Archive of Our Own and Inkit.com/Ryden Allen, Stephen Reeves, who's at WildBlink64 on Twitter, Kaidawashi, Mac, Noam, Riku, Chisai, who you can follow at Chisai236 on Tumblr, Kyle, the Lady Bugman, whose anime blog you can find at bagubaragudu.wordpress.com, Glitchgoat, Azra McCool, Gene Hackmon, who hosts New World Sonata, which is a sci-fi and fantasy audio drama podcast, Matthew, Anthony, who's at Anto Classic on Twitter, Lizmet, who's Alekman on Tumblr, Sithobi, Ellivorg, who's Ellivorg on Tumblr, Sporky McFork and Spoon, who has a Digimon podcast called Going Digital, Megan, Kyliak, Neobu, The Time Optimist, Silverhead Freak 25, who's at SHF25 tweets on Twitter, Harvey, Nicholas, and Anthony.
See, he does this to me when I'm recording too. So Brady has entered the room, if you could not tell by the snickers.
Come on, it's like the last line, we're done.
You can also make one donation on PayPal, which you found in the description. It's paypal.me/airshimon. Make sure to let us know about this for the podcast. Stop it!
Bye!
Me. No, we're not done yet.
Oh, we're not done?
I forgot to mention last time, Andy wants to share his YouTube video. It'll be linked in a link dump. So watch out for that. Brady is now leaving the room. I'm going to make him be on the
Just
podcast. No, he's
finish.
not. I'm going to make him be on another podcast as punishment for... Why is he going into my room?
Finish the show!
I don't trust him anyway.
What for magic? Finish the show!
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.